YouTube, what's up? Back again for another daily fishing video here on Andrew Upshaw Fishing. Guys, today I have a really important topic to talk to you about. This week is National Safe Boating Week. This is a very important topic, and I know it's not a fishing tip, and I know it's not a cool catch video or reasons I suck for tournament fishing. This is something, though, that a lot of us take for granted, and a lot of us don't really pay attention to because we've been out there so many times. We've been boating forever. And maybe you're a beginner boater and you haven't been in a boat very often. These tips are going to help you stay alive and go back to your families at the end of the day. Now, is this like 100% going to keep you alive? No. But there's nothing that is. But this will help increase the odds of coming back alive in a bad situation. So make sure you pay attention to these couple little things. I know they're going to help you out. Real fast, though, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, there's a red square in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Just go hit that for me and subscribe to my channel, especially if you like this video. And I need one favor from you. I want you to share this with a family member or a friend and tell them, hey, this is important. We got a huge weekend coming up, this Memorial Day weekend, and summer's right around the corner. We need to pay attention to safe boating because if we don't, we might not come back. And that's just where it is. Freak accidents happen all the time. We can decrease freak accidents by being prepared. And there's no doubt about that. So, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. I'm going to talk to you about a story that I've never shared with anybody. And it's a real life account. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. And let's talk about it. So one of the very first things that I'm going to talk about is these life jackets here. This is a life jacket that I wear. If you follow me whatsoever on tournament fishing, you know I'll wear this life jacket all the time. This is just a inflatable type life jacket. Well, the one thing about this life jacket that you have to check every single time you're out there is this right here. There's a little green light right there. If that light is ever red, you need to change the cartridge or even maybe change your life jacket, because that is not a functional life jacket. It's not going to work. Every single time I get in my boat, and this is a fact, this is something I do every single time, I look at that to make sure that light is green. Because if I get pulled over by a game warden and I'm wearing this life jacket and it's red, that doesn't count as a life jacket. And that's a problem. So you have to make sure that is green all the time. I always carry a spare in the boat too. A spare one of these is brand new. It's already got the cartridge, and I check it from time to time as well. Probably not as much as I probably should, but I do check it from time to time to make sure the cartridge is still good, just in case this one decides it wants to go off when I sit on it, which I've had that happen a couple times. So pay attention to that. Also, this is a law. If you wear one of these type of life jackets, you got to have a full PFD chest life jacket as a backup in case this one goes off. And I have people ask me all the time, well, why do I need to have that? Well, if this thing goes off and you don't have a spare cartridge, you're one less life jacket you have in the boat. So therefore, you're safeguarding yourself by having that extra PFD in your boat. It is just necessary. So make sure you have that spare in there. Another thing that I get a lot, and I'm actually going to tell you two stories. So I had a little bit of a boat accident. I wouldn't even say it. I guess it was a boat accident a few years back. I hit a laydown, and it was out in the middle of the lake. It was on Cumberland Lake, and my co-angler and I were running down the lake, and the lake had flooded. We hit this laydown. You couldn't see it. It was out, like I said, it was out in the middle of the lake. It sheared off the whole entire lower unit, and it spun us like 6 times. I felt like 6 times. It might have been 1 time. You know, just everything happened so fast. I had my kill switch attached because I was in a tournament, okay? And I went flying across here because of the way it spun us that way, like that. And so I went into my co-angler's lap, what pulled my kill switch, which therefore killed the engine. And now, granted, it wasn't going to go anywhere because there was no prop, there was no lower unit on the boat. But the whole fact is it killed the engine immediately, therefore saving the engine by running with no lower unit and everything else like that. So in turn, it actually helped me out in the situation with my motor, but also in a safety aspect. If you are to be ejected out of this boat and you do not have this on, these boats will keep going. And that's a bad situation that we don't need to be dealt with. So please, people, if you do anything that I tell you, Wear your kill switch when you're out there on the water. It will save your life. I promise. Like, be smart. Wear your kill switch. You can put them on your wrist. You can clamp it to your waist. You can do all kinds of different things to connect it. And they have all kinds of different sizes and everything that fits you. Make sure your kill switch works. When you start your engine up, pull your kill switch. And if your motor doesn't kick off, obviously something's wrong. So make sure you check that out if you can before you get out there on the water. Another thing, and this leads me into a couple stories, or a story that I think is very valid for this situation. Make sure your throw cushion is easily accessible. I like to keep mine in the back compartment of my bass cat. I keep it right on top of my gas tank. It's easy. I open one compartment and throw it out if I need to. It also makes a great seat, so I always put cane on it in the middle. That makes it really easy as well. But third and last thing, and I'm not trying to harp on you guys, but this is serious stuff, okay? When you start picking out PFDs, this is just a standard PFD. This is the one Kane wears right here. You need to make sure that the PFDs you have in your boat fit the people who are in the boat. So, obviously, when Kane's in the boat, he wears his the entire time. And he can swim, I mean, like Michael Phelps. I mean, this kid can swim up and down 100,000 times. But for a safety aspect, we keep him in a life jacket all the time. Just try to be smart, you know. But this is something that I've seen and I've witnessed so many times. Is the number one question when people get in my boat, they're like, hey, you got enough life jackets? I'm like, yeah, I got 5 life jackets in here. And we got 3 people. However, we have to be more cognizant of the weight of the person. And I'm not trying to upset people, but let me tell you, there's right here on the back of that life jacket, it'll say the size of the life jacket. In this case, this is a youth life jacket. It's a Type 3, and it's made for 50 to 90 pound kids. Okay? Well, I always try to keep at least 2 life jackets in my boat that are extra larges, and I keep 2 that are my size, like medium to large, around that range. It is very important to have a life jacket that at least floats your body weight. Now, here's the story. My family went out offshore one time, and this has been years and years ago, okay? And I want to say it wasn't me, it wasn't my dad, but it was my immediate family. Aunts, or my uncles, my great uncles, all these family members. And they go offshore about, 10 or 15 miles, something like that. And they had enough life jackets, truly. They had throw cushions, they had everything. They were very safety checked. But in a bad situation, you don't have time to make good decisions sometimes. That's why safety equipment is so important, to have it at an easy, accessible place, and that everybody on board needs to know where all the safety equipment is at all times. So, long story short, they tie up to a rig, gets really rough, they start taking on water, bilge pump stops working, the boat starts to sink. They all scramble for life jackets. They all get a life jacket on, thankfully. Every one of them does. Well, my uncle gets a kid life jacket on, like this. Right here. My uncle. He weighed like 250 pounds. That was the life jacket he had on. And thank God he was rescued. They were all rescued somehow. One was in the water. I think my uncle was in the water for like 4 hours. Coast Guard rescued him. But I can't begin to tell you how lucky he was. Did he have some flotation? Yes. But when you're in the water for 4 hours with a kid's life jacket on and you're 250 pounds and you're a middle-aged man, you just decreased your odds of making it tenfold. And that's just a fact. And I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I want to clarify that completely. When you get in a scramble situation and you're just grabbing life jackets and you're just trying to get one on before the boat goes down, you grab what you can grab. Hats off to him for actually getting one in time. But this is a lesson for everybody to understand a couple things. One, know where all the life jackets are. Know where the throw cushion is. Know where your flare gun is. And it's a conversation to have with your co-anglers in the morning or whoever's in your boat. Say, hey, look, life jackets are here. Throw cushion's there. And I always keep a flare gun behind the seat just in case. That way, if I get knocked out of the boat, I get ejected, or I go unconscious, they can find stuff. Another good thing to have, this is a bonus thing, always carry a med kit. I just keep a basic medical kit with Band-Aids. I keep super glue in there, ibuprofen, some kind of allergy medicine because you never know when that's going to flare up, and basic bandaging stuff because you just never know what might happen. Guys, if anything you learned from my video today, please be safe this summer. Please be safe this weekend. I want all of you to make it. I want everybody to have a good time and have fun on the water. But at the same time, I want you to be safe. Happy National Safe Boating Week. I hope y'all have a great time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a little bit, and maybe it will be the refresher you need to be safe the next time you're on the water. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all on the next one.